Gbanila Gbato. Excuse me. Oh, greetings, greetings. How are you guys doing? Like the title says, did I waste my time going to college? Yes. How many of you feel that way? Drop a comment down below in the description box. Let me hear from you. I went to college, obviously. I'm 40 years old, 40 plus, and I'm from a generation where going to college was the in thing. That was what people did. It wasn't like a choice in my household where I'm from, which is, as you already know, it's Nigeria. It wasn't a choice. It wasn't a, do you want to go? I didn't, let me adjust this. I'm trying to be quiet. It's a little late. So the energy is there. I'm just trying to be quiet. Okay, all right. So what was I saying? I just couldn't, I'm sorry, I just couldn't. I have all my foundation and my brows so that we can speed things up, because I wasn't sure if I could talk through the whole thing, me being the shy person. But anyway, what were we saying? So what I was saying is that I'm from a generation where it wasn't a choice. Like, it just wasn't like asking. Parents didn't ask us that question. At least my parent didn't ask me. I was born in the 80s. Early 80s, and my mom did not ask me if I wanted to go to college. It was, you're going to college, period. It's not a choice. It's not a maybe, or do you feel like going to college? All your friends are going to college. You're going to college. You're not going to disgrace the family by being the odd one out. So girlfriend, you're going to college. So that was drummed into my brain cells from a very young age. Yes. And it wasn't much of a choice thing. It was, that's what we're doing, and that's the way it's going to be, and that's just it. And so, of course, I was privileged to be able to go overseas and, carry on my college education. All right, that was a privilege. I count it as a privilege. I don't take it for granted. So while this might sound like I actually regret college, it's not entirely regretful. Okay, it's not entirely regretful. And I'm going to be talking about certain things in here. I just need your opinion. And this is to all of those people that are in my generation that have gone through this. And what do you think? Were you also obligated to go to college? Was it a choice? Did you get to choose? Did you get to say yes or no? And even at that, even at going to college, it was, this is what you're going to do in college. So it didn't even stop at go to college, my daughter, and it was, you're going to be a doctor, you're going to be an accountant. So there were some major occupations or major careers that were the in thing then. Okay, being an accountant, being a doctor, an engineer, and I forget what the other one was, but those are the three prominent ones. And it was a thing of this is funny though. When I look back, it's actually funny. It was a thing of pride for you to tell your counterparts, that I'm talking about my parents now, for you to tell your counterparts, your mates, that my daughter is in so and so college. She's in Harvard. She's in International School University of Lagos. She's in International School University of Ibadan. She's in UI. She's in Great Ife. If you went to Ife University, if you're a Nigerian, went to Ife University, went to Ibadan University, please leave a comment below. Those were great schools. I don't know about now, but those were, and those schools, by the way, those schools are in Nigeria, okay? But my child is going to Howard University. My child is going to Clark Atlanta. My child is going to, and I'm naming HBCUs on purpose, okay? Because, and I will tell you why. But, you know, so they would, my child is going to Yale. My child is going to Princeton. It was like a status thing, okay? Literally, it was a status thing. No joke. And this is real life. Oh. If you identify with this, please leave a comment below, because this is real life story. And so we did not want to disappoint our parents back in the day when children did not want to disappoint their parents. Not right now. And children, this children right now, they don't care. You want to be disappointed? Be disappointed. They don't give a flip about what you feeling or. But then, you know, or for me, I didn't want to disappoint my parents. And so if they said, okay, well, college, I had resigned myself to college. Now, what I studied in college, that was a different topic altogether. I knew I couldn't be a doctor because I cannot stand the sight of blood. Okay, so that was out of the question. I don't like math, so accounting is 0. You'll be wasting your money if you send me to school to go and do accountancy. Waste of money. And I don't think any parent want to forward journal. Forward journal means you're wasting your money. Okay, I'm just speaking my language like I told you. Okay, so it was now choosing a major and all of that. Like I said, I was privileged to go abroad to go to college. You know, so that was good. That was good. That was good. That was good stuff. All right, so I settled for business management, by the way. Okay, but this is not about me. This is just me asking you a question, and I'm going to get to the question eventually. Please pardon me. I'm also focusing on this bloody eyes. Okay, so having gone to college, graduating, you know, you also are under the pressure. You must graduate summa cum laude, or what's the other one, magna, whatever. You have to be top of your class. All of those pressures are what we faced. Okay, I had plenty of friends. In fact, I have friends, you know, I'm jumping ahead of myself. I had plenty of friends that were in school for accounting, and some of them actually did go on to work for the big, what do they call it, the big 5, Ernst & Young, Deloitte and Touche, all those, you know, big name accounting companies. They were always eager to hire those young novices straight out of university. So yes, they got the good jobs and everything, and the parents were proud and were like, I don't think I needed to do that. The parents were proud and, you know, boasting about their children. You know, as you know, I think all parents would like to boast about their children, right? I guess, you know, but at whose expense? At whose expense? At your expense or at the child's expense? And that is leading me on to where I'm going next. So after doing all of this, to get a job, you know, graduating, doing the whole party, everything, everybody is happy. Me to graduate, go to law school abroad, blah 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 blah. Child is graduated, your child, you know, you're all happy, everybody's happy. You graduated, finish you meaning to find work was like looking for a needle in the haystack. Me, I'm not part of any Delta. I'm not part of any, what do they call those things now? I didn't pledge to any, I don't want to say cult because they're not cults. But, you know, I couldn't find a job to save my life. I and 20 million thousand other people could not find a job. So now your child has graduated from college but can't find a job. In a year where things were changing. Things were changing. The tide was changing. College degrees were and are no longer so great. You don't have to go to college to make it anymore. And so, you know, maybe some people did get jobs, not everybody, but some people didn't get jobs. So after You know, and then some of us were just, I have a friend, I know a group of us. I did business management and I even got a master's, you know, and I turned my nose up for a reason. I have friends that actually did these things, accounting, and they're not accountants. They're not accountants because that's not even what they wanted to do in the first place at all. At all. It was just the parents, you know, basically living, I don't know if I should say living through the children or what have you, but I couldn't get a job to save my life. And guess what? That's when I started my own business. For real, for real. And it was sweet. And what was happening was that it was those that were getting certifications, IT certifications, different kinds of certifications without even going to college. Those are the people making the big money. Those were the people making the dough. We that went to college, plus the millions, the legions of people, other people that have been bamboozled into going to college, were just left high and dry. Having a lot of people having to literally change careers, A lot of people having to, and when I say change careers, some going from being an accountant to being a doctor. Can you imagine that? Some people actually going back to school, you know, for that. So I ask, did I waste my time? Do you think that going to college is a waste of time? Would you encourage your child to go to college in this day and age? For real, no joke. Would you encourage your child? Would you put money aside? And let's not even talk about the basic, the debt. Hey, some of us are still paying that debt. At how many? Like since 19 Agora, I'm paying school loan. Since 19 Boboro, like since 100 years, I'm still paying school loan. Because I mean, how many of the average population can pay for college outright? How many? And then I went to an HBCU too. That's even more expensive, but that's still the best experience. So in all fairness, say I regret totally going to college, and I say it very, very carefully, but I do regret it to an extent. Okay, so what are your, without me influencing you, I want to hear from you. What are your own personal, if you had a choice, so different questions. If you had a choice, you're already gone to college, would you go to college again? And if you have children, would you encourage them to go to college? And why? What is the point? Why? And hey, I had some of the best times in college. And what are we learning in college, really? What are we learning in college, for real? Are we learning things that you get to work and they're still going to train you? Half of those things you don't remember. You know how many times my children are always asking me, why are we going to school? How many people are going to ask you, what is the name of the 3 sciences of water? I don't know. The 3 systems of rain. Who's going to ask that? How does that apply in a work setting? What are the things we're actually learning in college that's helping us in life to prepare for life? What are they teaching in college that is actually preparing people for life issues, real life issues? I'm talking about dealing with co-workers. I'm talking about office politics. I'm talking about being ahead at work. Real life issues. How does college prepare you for it? So did we waste our time going to college? Should we have just, I don't know, gone to vocation school, learned a craft, gone to be an apprentice with somebody, an actual business owner that's been in business, that knows. Or, you know, if you want to be a doctor, I guess, you know, or maybe if you want to be a doctor or something like a midwife or something very specialized, then yes, go to college. But if you're not, if that's not what you're going to do, then why are you going to college? Somebody tell me. Somebody tell me why. I was trying to remember a song. Asking you, I kind of know the answer, kind of, sort of. So while I wait for my other lash has been, you know, wayward, you know, and then it's even painful to have seen some of your counterparts or your mates that didn't go to college be making bank, and you there with your $1 million degrees at home with a debt. How do we reconcile these things? Do we blame the parents? Do we blame ourselves for not speaking up? Do we blame the parents for pressuring us? Or do we see the good in it? Because there's good in everything. I guess you just have to look hard enough. But there is good in everything. And I need to correct something. Yeah, there is good in everything. You know, and it's taking me a while to come to that conclusion, but I have seen that there is good in everything. There is a reason, you know. So I have said two different sides of the coin, you know. I have dealt with people that don't go to college or didn't go to college, you know. So I want to hear from you. What are your thoughts? Do you think it's a huge waste of time, or what? What do you think? Honest opinions, please. This is no judgment zone. I just want to hear what y'all got to say. Okay. I had some of the best experiences in college, like I already said. Yes, I did. Mo dúpẹ́ pé mo lọ college. You know, so to go to college or not to go to college, is it a waste of time? Are colleges just sucking us dry like parasitic organisms? I'm remembering all of the things that I learned in school for some reason. But none of them, I have not used any of that thing in the workplace. So what are we learning them for? Just for knowledge? We could read. We could go to the library and read, and we will know the same things. We could watch TV, right? So is it a waste of time, or is it not? How has college benefited you if you had the opportunity to go? And how has it not benefited you if you've had the opportunity to go or not go, whatever the case may be? What are your unpopular opinions about these things? Okay, so the Z-look is done. And I hope you enjoyed the content. I hope you enjoyed the whole vibe. If you want more content like this, definitely subscribe if you enjoyed it. And for my new subscribers, thank you so much for coming to join the fold. I cannot wait for us to have more fun on this channel here. If you enjoy it, please stay. Please click your notification bell. Please leave a comment. Please like the video. It helps me, encourages me to do more, to do better. It pushes me. Okay, so thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next episode, whichever one is going to come next. But I will be in your face pretty soon.